I believed God through my dad. And when I got 16, he was tragically murdered. Totally derailed my entire life. And I had to learn God for myself. And so now there's no one I could look up to. It was just me and God at that point. And that's really where I developed a relationship with God. So although I was in the church my whole life, I really didn't have a personal relationship. I had religion. And I think I really learned God when my father was removed. And now it's like, now who are you? And it's at that test of time that I really started to develop. And so my dad was really preparing me to be the next senior pastor. I was like in succession for that. Didn't really have a choice. And I told you my dad was very strict, so he told you who you're going to be. My name is Emmanuel, God with us. So from birth, I'm here and we'll be doing great things. This is who you are. And so, but deep inside, man, I'm like, man, I'm not really called for the church, man. Like, I had a heart for the people who will never step foot inside of a church. I always had a heart for them. And I'm like, man, that's really what I really want to do, but I have to do the religious stuff because my dad. So when that's removed, it almost was like, oh my God, I could actually be my authentic self. And so although I still go to church, I just didn't pursue the ministry route. I went to seminary, did the whole bit, and it's just like I did it more for knowledge, but not necessarily to serve. And so today I'm a religion professor. So I teach Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism. I've learned all these religions, and now I get to talk about the concept of God or the higher power to students every semester. And I feel more in my element there, man. And I go to prisons, and I'm at juvenile detention centers, and I'm at schools, and I'm at community centers. And I tell people I'm probably the only Bible some people will ever get to read. And so I get to do this thing for real. The way, if I could be honest, Jesus did it. You know, you don't see him much in the church, he was in the streets. And so that's kind of who I really patterned my life around. And so it's just a different form of how to practice Christianity is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's so interesting to hear you say all of that because, so I have 5 older brothers, right?
Oh, wow.
But I'm the one with my dad's name. And so they've tried to put me in a pulpit for the entirety of my life. And I'm like, the pulpit isn't for me. And so I was having a conversation here recently and someone told me, you know, your pulpit is just somewhere else. Like you are serving in a completely different way. So I feel like we are kindred spirits in that sense.
Well, I'm about to throw something else on you. I carry my father's name.
Wow.
Yeah, so my father was Emmanuel. Yeah, so it's crazy that I just met you and I feel like I've known you my whole life, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm saying, I agree with you. Yeah. So one of the things that my mom always talks about is like when I was a kid, they had me play baby Jesus in the church, in the church play. And so she was like, you've always been prepared for this. It may look different for you.
Correct.
But you're still in the pulpit in the way that you're supposed to be. And so, and I think I have conversations with my dad now, and I'm like, wait, this dude is just an older version of me. It's kind of weird because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, so people always ask me like, man, I love your work. And I'm like, this is work, man. This is ministry for me. It's just outside of the church building. So I don't find this as work. I would have done this for free. And I get to do it and get compensated. So it's a huge blessing.